subterfuge. But you see, they can't even tell you how people are registered on their page.
You plan to run for election again. Is it just as a routine? What will change?
What is the routine in running for election?
This will be your third time of being on the ballot.
I've been running less than Atiku has run. What else do you want to know?
So Atiku is your mentor?
No, what I'm saying is that Peter Obi will be running for the third time.
Are those your mentor?
They're not my mentor. I'm just telling you that everybody is entitled to run for as many times.
That's what I'm asking. Is this a routine for you?
It's not a routine. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. What you're trying to say is what you do all the time. To say that some people are special than others.
No. I'm asking you especially.
We are in need
Don't imagine
win.
what I did not say. No. I'm asking you pointedly, and I'm saying that what is changing now in 2027 if Sowore is going to be on the ballot? Are you running to win? Or what exactly is your
Yes. And it is because, as I've told you several times, all the political parties are equal. And the better candidates should be able to win elections in this country, people with ideas. And I've said this several times on your show. Stop selling people to Nigerians who don't have ideas, people who don't even come on your show to be interviewed. In 2018, you never interviewed Buhari, but you were always interviewing his people. In 2022, 23, you never interviewed Tinubu. Tinubu never came near this studio. Those of us who come and share ideas with you, vibrant ideas, brilliant people, you keep asking us, is there routine? Is insecurity not routine in this country? Is hunger, poverty, lack of health care, bad roads not routine in this country? People want to fix it. Don't talk down on them.
I'm not talking down on you.
Because you just said it's routine. How's it routine? How's my running for office different from...
Why are you being defensive? I'm asking you
that's what you think you want to achieve. You can't achieve that with me. I'm not being defensive. I'm answering your question.
You have not answered my question.
No, I said...
Why is this time different from the other times that you have run?
It's different because these are different times also. Times are harder. Nigerians are bigger trouble.
This time around?
Yes, I just answered you. See, I'm answering you. You're not paying attention to me.
Why are you being defensive tonight?
You see, because I answered you, but you ignored me.
Why do you think this time around that your chances are better than the Atikus of this world, the Peter Obis of this world, and Tinubus of this world, and Amaechi or Seyi Makinde?
Because all of the ideas of the people you mentioned brought Nigeria into this circle of poverty, insecurity, pain, sorrow, and tears. Do you want Nigeria to continue to get these same people elected or selected, or whichever way they get themselves into office, so that they can suffer more, so that those of us who have ideas that can liberate this country will not be listened to by asking us, oh, what are you doing in the presidential election?
The president is creating hunger as a way of manipulating voters.
Well, I didn't say that.
I said it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said it. Now, so he's creating hunger as a way of manipulating voters. So on that day, city boys will bring a bag of rice, and some people will eat that rice and vote against them. Because if a bag of rice does not solve hunger for the rest of the year.
Indeed.
APC, if they say they are strong, why are they not allowing the opposition to have their political parties? Why are they influencing the political and government institutions against the opposition? Why won't they leave the rule of law? The first thing I would do as president of Nigeria is the rule of law. There has to be law and order.
But for you to get to that point,
you have to be elected.
You have to first of all win the primary.
Well, I said, if I become the president of Nigeria, that takes care of the primary and the general election.
But you're entering a crowded ADC field. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're going in there alongside Atiku Abubakar, Mohammed Hayatuddin. Why should the ADC choose you in preference to them?
Okay, so as much as possible, we've agreed in our meeting that nobody should discuss any of the presidential aspirants.
I like that. So you're not going to tell us why you think you...
No, I'll tell why I think, not about Atiku or Hayatuddin, but why I'm electable.
Right.
I'm the most experienced of them all. I'm the youngest, but most experienced. I have been chairman of Governors Forum. None of them, including President Tinubu, has been chairman of Governors Forum because once a governor. I have been chairman of Speakers Forum. None of them has been... In fact, President Tinubu was partially in the parliament as a senator, but how long was he a senator? And what positions did he hold in the Senate? But I held not just the speaker. I ran the speakers conference. I established the speakers conference office in Abuja, and I ran this thing for 2 terms. I was in the second term literally asked to come and be chairman again. I became the first chairman to have a second tenure as chairman of Governors Forum. And you saw how controversial it was. The president then didn't want me to come back. I remember the president called me one day. Amaechi, sir, you have turned the Governors Forum into a labor union. And I said, no, sir, I'm just a public relations officer because your governor is a member.
Right.
So it's what the governors decide that I just announced. So, sir,
your contention is that you've got the experience.
Of course.
Right.
I'm the most experienced of them all.
But if you fail...
And I said I'm the youngest.
Right. Yes, that's a good point to bring up.
Okay, Your Excellency, congratulations, sir. Can you tell us how it went, how you were greeted, and what the outcome?
I wouldn't know. I'm not the party. I just been screened. We're waiting for the outcome.
Okay.
But I assumed it was successful.
Yes.
That's my assumption because I've been a governor before, so I don't know what I would have done that would make them discontent. So I assume it's successful.
Can you just give us an inkling a little about questions?
No, nothing much. I said I've been a governor before. The requirements for governorship is almost nearly the same requirements for presidency. So when you say I should give an inkling of what questions, then you need to go and ask them.
Sir, but if at the end the party conclude to have a consensus candidate, will you abide by that?
You said the party. I'm a member of the party now. Yeah. But I'm a member of the party. Yeah. So if that's the party's decision, then once it's a process that all of us participate in.
But sir, sorry to bring you back, but it took you twice the time it took your other colleagues. So what could be the reason?
Leah has been my friend, my colleague. None of them there are people I know. We're just nothing more than just writing stories.
Okay, so please, considering Nigeria's population is mostly a youth bulge, if you clinch the ticket and clinch the presidency, what do you have in mind mapped out for the youth of Nigeria?
I thought you said that I'm a youth, so what do you have in mind?
I'm considering you're a youth.
No, but I'm 60.
Right. You're the youngest aspirant.
So I'm 60. So if you're asking what do they have in mind for us,
right.
All of us who are the youth. Yeah. Well, it's not what you have in mind for the youth. What you have in mind for Nigerians, especially the poor Nigerians. Look at education. Nigeria has effectively broken education into two: for the rich and for the poor. The rich go to private schools, the poor go to public schools. Again, I always say, please make this in a referendum. All of us have been we have held one position or the other. Let's go back to what the positions we serve and assess us by that. I was governor of Rivers State. I built education to the standard that people were withdrawing their children from private schools to government schools. You can ask. I'm ready to sponsor the people to go to university and ask. We built health infrastructure, employed 400 doctors. When we came, it was just 200 doctors. We had 400 more to make it 600. And then we pursued free health care. Free health care does not mean that you won't pay. I mean, that government won't pay. Doctors were told to see you, assess you, and charge government. At the end of the month, we pay it to the hospital. If it's a government hospital, we pay the money to the government hospital. If it's our primary health care centers, because we had primary health care in every village. And every primary health care had a doctor, had 2 nurses. So we paid money to the primary health care based on the number of patients they saw. And then they used that money to run the health centers. So assess us by what we have done and reach a conclusion. Well, I'm hearing I'm from North, I'm from South, I'm from East. I'm not from South or East or West. I'm a Nigerian. If I become a president, I will not be indigenship. There will be citizenship. We are first and foremost citizens of Nigeria. All this, I'm West, I'm North, I'm East. And you're calling people to vote for you based on religion and...
will you abolish federal character based on what you said now?
There will be no federal character. Every Nigerian will be a member of the federation. Listen, federal character is because the system is unfair. So it's one way to manage the system is to say, give shares to areas of this. Make everybody... Okay, let me give you an example. If everybody is employed, would there be armed robbers? I used to say it's Port. I say, if all of us are working in share, you won't have time to rob. Because 6 a.m. you're at work, 6 p.m. you are closed. You are too tired to wake up to carry gun. The reason why you're seeing people carry gun, kidnap people, is because the system is bad.
So there's this where you were quoted as saying that for presidency to be anybody's voice.
I don't want to be vice. Simple. I didn't speak Igbo or Ikore or Hausa. I spoke English.
By the party, and we have to report back our findings to the party. So our findings will be reported back to the party before they are made public. We're not at liberty to say that this and that about any of the aspirants. But all we can say is that the process went very well. The 3 aspirants were in attendance and we received their documents and screened them. And we'll be reporting back to the party accordingly.
Well, I wanted to ask a question whether was it a case of go?
No, it's a screening exercise. So there are certain constitutional requirements that must be met. There are also party requirements that must be met. So an exercise like that is hardly take a bow and go because it's important that their documentation be verified and all the other necessary requirements of the party are fulfilled. So that was the exercise that was concluded.
Okay, the last thing from me, we discovered that some of the aspirants, the last aspirant, Rotimi Amaechi, spent more time. Was he greedy more than others?
He was having lunch with us. Okay. He was having lunch with us. He came at lunchtime, so we ate. And after lunch, we continued with the process. So nobody took extra time. Thank you.
When we decided to form the APC, when I was a minister, President Tinubu was claiming he made Buhari president, and I couldn't respond because I was a minister under President Buhari. That would be suicidal because Buhari could fire you. So I couldn't have said no to President. No, then he wasn't the president. That you were wrong. He didn't make President Buhari a president. Not only was I the DG of the campaign, but everybody would bear witness that I did all the battle.
I remember interviewing you during that.
I led the governors forum. I crisscrossed the country, fighting here and there, trying to get Nigerians to know that this is the time for change. Did we achieve the change? Here and there. In some areas, well, we did. In some areas, we did not. Like a better country.